Uh,
Hi guys, welcome back to the RUMA Mill with Uma and Big Rosé. What up, Rosé?
yeah, what's Gucci? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon? I hope everybody's getting to it, chasing that bag, whatever you got to do to stay sturdy. What's up?
We do. We have a snow day today.
This ain't no snow day. I'll tell you about snow days where you had to walk backwards because it was so windy. And they still sent us to school. They didn't care. These
That's kind
kids
of like what our
off.
parents used to do, right? They'll be like, "Oh, you don't know anything about hard work."
Now, these kids these days is soft. If it's a little flurries or hard rain, they close school. It's crazy. I wish I was growing up in these times. That's about it.
Definitely easier, definitely easier. All right, so we have a lot to talk about today. I know Rosé and I have been on kind of like a hiatus, but it was the holidays, we had New Year's. Unfortunately, Rosé's family suffered a loss. So our biggest condolences to Rosé and his family. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but we do want to extend our condolences to you.
My uncle passed away on Christmas Eve. He died from a brain aneurysm. So like right now, the funeral is tomorrow. My whole
Oh,
fam my whole family is in Trinidad right now. You know. I mean, it's bittersweet, but the sweet part is I want to remember my uncle the way he was. He had dialysis. I didn't want to see him deteriorating and stuff like that. So, you
yeah.
know,
Well, our prayers and best wishes go out to Rosé and his family during this difficult time. So we did take some time off, to just kind of reset the energy, get ready for 2024. And here we are, season one, still episode 4 of the RUMA Mill. Welcome in, everybody. All right, the biggest news that is hounding social media, all platforms, all live stream events is Katt Williams' interview. Whew. And if you live under a rock, because that's where you have to be, if you do not know what I'm talking about, let me sum it up for you. Katt Williams, famous comedian extraordinaire, went on Shannon Shea's podcast, retired NFL player, former, what would you call it? Hall of Famer, right?
all of Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shay Shay's podcast. Right.
2 hour interview. And it is up to what, 45 million views within a
Yeah, Shay Shay hit the mark with this one. And it was to me, it wasn't nothing Cat A been saying. He just finally got a platform to really say what he was saying. And a lot of the stuff, I mean, depending on if you follow comedy, like I follow a lot of stuff. I like to follow people, especially like Mike Epps. So if I'm following Mike Epps, that coexists with Cat Williams. So then you follow the both of them. And he always been saying these things about certain comedians. And he just stood on his square and let it be known how he feel. And I ain't gonna lie, that last Kevin Hart movie was trash. The acting was terrible. That lift, so I think he shook a lot of feathers, but nobody never came out and said he was lying. So that's how I feel about that. We could get more into that too, but
I'm
that's
really I agree with you about the Kevin Hart because I'm a big this is where me and Rosé differ. Don't say couples have to agree on everything. I think Kevin Hart is a hilarious comedian. Hilarious. And then big shout out to Kevin Hart for wanting to branch into other genres that don't classify him as a comedian, but it just wasn't hitting for me. I did watch the movie Lift with Rosé, and it was a great concept. I like the idea behind the movie, but the acting, I don't know, it just didn't hit for me. So I don't know. I think Katt Williams is talking a lot of truth. We don't want to give away the actual interview, and there was so many jewels dropped in that interview for 2 hours. You definitely should go check it out. But some things that happened is he named a lot of people in the comedic world that he said really got ahead, one, by putting other people down, and then two, by maybe doing some stuff, right? Is it Illuminati? Is that what he was alluding to? Illuminati?
Let me, all right, listen. My baby is very proper. Let me get into y'all the right way. He said he was in a room
Right.
with Luda, and they offered them $200 million for the next 10 years if you give this person head, and Sade soul, you're gonna get a wife and all that. Now, if you pay attention, Ludacris was in the Fast and Furious movies. He got paid 20 million each movie. He did 10 of them. That's 200, I believe. That's 200 million. Cookie, how you doing? So really and truly, he's just calling it out, like calling it like how he see it, and then y'all cannot say he didn't say. He said this when he first did his first stand up. He said, remember when he was like, "What you doing in this room, Professor Ogilvy?" Remember? Like it's
Okay, so here's what's been coming out now, though, because he did do a lot of talks like that in Shannon's podcast, talking about, I was in a room and I saw this and I witnessed this and all of that. So now people are clapping back and saying, well, what did you have to do to get in that room? What do you think about that?
he said he didn't do nothing, and I believe it because Cat Williams is Cat to me. Cat Williams is more naturally funny than Kevin Hart, honestly. And I've been watching Kevin Hart from Paper Soldiers. It's just he fell off. I feel he fell off whenever he started really getting big. He fell off. That's my personal opinion. Even when me and you be talking about let's watch the Kevin Hart stand up, I'll be like, nah, I don't really care for that shit. So I'm not on Cat Williams' side. I'm on the side of comedy. To me, he's corny.
Right.
I think. And with that being said, I don't believe Cat Williams ever like what's the word I'm looking for? Like ever put his integrity up for like grabs or something like that. Like I don't think he ever put his integrity on the line for no role. I really don't.
But how come he was in those rooms? Like, did he ever talk about how he was allowed to be in those rooms where those deals were being made? You
He
know?
probably was these rooms, these be at parties where all the big socialites be, and then they invite you. Might be in a room with 3 or 4 people. I'm guessing. You understand?
But
And
I'm just
then
thinking, with something so like quiet, right? With something so quiet, why would why would they make an offer to Ludacris for this 200 million in front of, I guess, other people that could go out and tell people what they're doing?
because honestly, rappers and entertainers, they drive the culture. Because the people have I people I how you say idolize celebrities, and they get to push clothing, they push politics, they push vaccines, they push everything. So why not sign somebody for 20 million to push your agenda? You understand? And that's how I feel.
I do feel 2024, we're going to be having a lot more secret things open up. I don't think we're going to see the end of it. I don't think you know, Cat Williams is going to be the last. He's probably the first of opening up this can of whoop ass that's coming, right? For the whole entertainment industry. Um, but do you guys have any, for those of you that are watching us live, welcome to the RUMA Mill. This is a podcast show with Uma and Big Rosé. We're done every weekly on Tuesdays. I have a question. That do you guys feel that you have an idea about who's going to be next to break the silence about stuff? I think there's going to be more stuff coming out about Steve Harvey, because I recently saw a clip with Monique on TikTok talking about Steve Harvey and Oprah Winfrey, and that she seems to be opening the can of worms on that. So I think there might be some more stuff coming out. What do you think?
I think we gotta stop. I think it gotta be a change of change of people in charge. Oprah have not been Oprah doesn't do anything but put her name on things when it's done. I'm tired of that. I don't just stop idolizing fucking celebrities. To me, if you stop idolizing celebrities, you realize they pieces of shit just like us. And I hate to say it like that, but that's the realest way you can say it. They pieces of shit. They looking for the quick money grab, and they have a lot of control with their platforms and how they relate information. And stop looking for microwave information too. Start reading these articles about more. Don't find out something. If you find out something on TikTok, go do your research. You your best teacher and teach yourself. Because following these people, you'll be in a rabbit hole. Losing.
All right, we got some comments coming in. Welcome in, Chambly Noir. He said Stephen A. Smith was in on it also. Ooh, another name thrown in there. And he said, can I ask a devil's advocate question about that though? What is necessarily and fundamentally wrong with getting the bag? There is nothing wrong with getting the bag, but to me, there's something wrong. I mean, okay, Rosé and I, we are social media personalities, so we have a little bit of mini celebrity dumb. And there's like a fine line between being truthful and authentic and transparent, and then also keeping some of your private life private. And we've had to learn how to navigate that. I feel though with some of these celebrities, they're just blatantly lying to you. Oh, I'm vegan, and then eating a cheeseburger, or you know what I mean? Just blatant lies. What do you think?
I mean, getting the bag is getting the bag, but anything you do in life, you have to have a line you cross that you're gonna be like, nah, the bag ain't worth it. Sometimes the bag ain't worth it, bro. Even that's how a lot of niggas go to jail. They chasing that bag and it ain't worth it. And I could tell you that. You understand? Sometimes all money ain't good money. That's a real thing. So sometimes, you gotta look at Doja Cat. Look at her. She got all the money and the fame in the world. Look at her. She lashing out every time she get a chance. Something is wrong with that money. All money ain't good money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it comes back down to intent, what you do with the money. So that was our big talk for today. I'm glad to see it. I was actually hanging out with Rosé and he was listening to it. And I usually just, I'm on my phone doing my stuff and he's listening to what he listens to podcasts all day. And I was so taken with it. I had to jump in and be like, what's going on here? And it was really good. You know what was also really good? Now I'm going to mess this up because, I'm the square in this relationship. But that guy that does the end the year rap, what is his name? And he did 3 parts.
Uncle Murder from Brooklyn, East New York. East New York.
Did you guys hear that? The Uncle Murder rap 1, 2, and 3.
It's called the yearly wrap up. And I'm gonna answer your questions. I think sometimes it's necessary for celebrities to live double lives, because at the end of
I'll get to the questions in a second for you to answer, but could you talk to us about tell them about Uncle Murder? What does he do? Because you guys need to hear it. It was wild.
Uncle Murder is a rapper out of Brooklyn. He's like a B-list rapper, I would say, but every year, whatever goes on social media and the news, whatever goes on, every year he drops a rapper. Something like what Justina Valentine does for Wildin' Out, but she took it from him. It's really something that Mad Skills did. Yeah, Skills used Mad Skills out of Virginia. He used to do it, but Uncle Murder took it to a new level. And then he was just really talking about Diddy. He was talking about the brat and her baby mother having a baby with a white sperm donor. He talked about everything that was in the news, Sexy Red. And it was just a different way to take in information. I loved it. There's 3 parts to it. If y'all want to listen to it, just go to Uncle Murder 2023 wrap up. And you spell rap like rapping, not like rapping a gift, like spitting, pause.
It was pretty cool. All right, we got some questions in the comments. Thank you guys for participating. This is the RUMA Mill, episode 4, season 1 with Uma and Rosé. What do you think about artists living double lives? Well, and I like what Chambly said. What do you mean double life when you say double life? Is it like rappers who pretend to be gangsters? Yeah, people living double lives. I understand on some level why some people do that, because me being a social media personality, I've had my own personal life attacked, who I date, what I wear, what I look like, I've been age shamed, body shamed, you know. So sometimes like you just want to lie, or you want to like not be 100% truthful, but in the end it catches up with you. So it's just best to be honest, you know.
I think I'm not like that. I live the life I live. My life is exciting for a regular person, but I feel like some people, they want to rap. Rapping is artistic. It's artistry. So you're doing something. So maybe this person ain't lived this life, but maybe like they got close friends, because you could be the talent out of a group of gangsters, and they like, yo, you could write about this, and that's kind of cool. You understand? Because at the end of the day, somebody's story is getting heard. But I really think if you're in the entertainment world, like an actor and stuff, you kind of do need to keep your life, not a double life, but keep your personal life as private as you can, because it's some terrible people out in this world. And just move accordingly.
That part, you would not believe what is out here on these streets. Speaking of which, let's switch over to streaming. For those of you that don't know, welcome in. Not only are Rosé and I podcast show hosts, we are also both live streamers. I'm a live streamer on TikTok and the Plenty of Fish app. Rosé is a live streamer on the Plenty of Fish app. So we have big news in the streaming world this week. Next week is going to be the official split of Plenty of Fish and MEETME. Plenty of Fish is the group that we are with. MEETME is the app that we worked with for the past few years in terms of live streaming. It was very chaotic in the beginning because they made the announcement on January 2nd, and it's now January 16th. So we've all had like 2 weeks to adjust, and I think people are getting comfortable with it and whatever. Rosé, what are your hopes and expectations for this split? And what are your worries or concerns about this split? And I invite all of you watching live to tell me what are your hopes and complaints as well.
Really and truly, my hopes is that, the people with content get a fair chance. You understand? That's one of my big things.
Me too.
Another big thing for me is just the constant bullying. Like, you know how like you could go in one room, and just because you may not like one person, a whole mob might not like you. But I'm okay with that because I was raised to be a villain. But I'm a good guy. But some people can't take that, and that shit, excuse me, that be like bothering me sometimes. Oh, also, I mean, the my concerns about it is that you're gonna lose a lot of people because they might not be able to switch over. So that's one of my concerns, because whatever app you on, I really don't care. It's about your personality, and there's some dope people on MEETME from what I know, and that's just kind of the difference. And less diamond trading is gonna be good. It should work out. It should be a healthier place to be on with the split.
That's what I'm hoping for. My biggest hope is that streamers actually get paid, right? Because we're doing work here. We're creating content. We are entertaining the people. We're entertainers, right? And we are, to me, the best entertainers right now because we have we're the grassroots entertainers. We are neck and neck with our fans, right? We get to meet up with them, and we don't have all those big things like bodyguards or contracts or whatever. We could just meet up with people and whatever. right? And that's my biggest hope, is that we do get paid or some sort of monetary compensation. And then my biggest concern is, will the diamond trading end? Because I thought that when we left, that we were leaving the app where some more notorious diamond traders are at, but I heard that everybody's able to duplicate their account and they're coming over as well. So I do hope that there are measures in place to cut that out. So as Rosé said, the content creators, the ones who are actually creating stimulating conversations, enjoyment, entertainment, can actually get a chance to move ahead. So we'll see. What about you guys? Do you have cares, concerns? Ghost said not worried about the split. I'm Plenty of Fish and MEETME will be able to walk in. It's about an APK phone mode. Okay, so he found a way around it. We do have an old comment that we skipped over. Rap nowadays is hate, guns, and shaming races. Rap today isn't what it used to be. I agree with that.
True, because rap is like I said, is what's all right. Drill music is out. If you see all the shows that we watch, all the shows, Power and all that, is about the same shit, right? So unfortunately, we're gonna have it's still good rap, but unfortunately, you gotta search through the cesspool of shit. Once you find the good music, you're gonna find good artists. We got artists like J. Cole. We got artists like Lil Wayne still out putting out good music, Busta Rhymes. You know, we got some other people. It's good music out there, but try not to listen to the masses, because the masses will lead you into the trap of what they trying to push, because this is what they trying to push on people.
I'm not okay with the current rap, especially the female rappers. I'm not okay with it. Like, how do we go from Queen Latifah, UNITY, UNITY, that's a unity, to WAP, WAP, Cardi B's WAP. Like, I'm not, and what's her name? Red, Sexy Red, like with the cosmetic line, booty hole brown.
All right, but listen, I have a whole saying on this, right? What's the most watched show probably on TV for females? Probably the Kardashians, right? Now hear me. All right, now just I'm not saying who watches this, whoever don't watches it. Right? This is what y'all giving y'all attention to it. So hear me out. There's women basketball players. There's a lot of other things you can watch, but this is what y'all watch. So this is where the corporations put all their money into. So now the music is digressed to go. The music goes towards that play. So if y'all into sex and the Kardashians and this, they're gonna sell sex. Key purses, Sexy Red. You understand? It's all a trick. It's if we was promoting artists like other artists with positive outlooks and positive music, then and positive shows, we will follow positive music, but we're not. We're into sex. Sex sells. So that's what's going on.
I mean, sex always sells over the history of life, right? But at what point do we wake up and say, you know what, let's talk about, women up, and I'm speaking specifically to the female rappers, right? When is a female rapper going to come out and say, let me make a song about yoga? Let me make a song about how good it feels when I don't need a man to take care of me. I could take care of myself. I have my own financial freedom. You know what I mean?
There's artists like that, but the agenda is pushing the sexy
the money.
reds.
The money is not behind the artists.
And it all comes from what the demographic is showing what they like. So if they showing they like Kardashians loving hip hop, this and that, that's where they're gonna put the dollars into, because that's proven it works. So that's how it goes. It's all like a 360 deal. Everything revolves around one thing.
It is. It's a lot, but hopefully we can see a change. I'm advocating for change. Actually, we have this trend. I'm a TikTok streamer, And we have a trend on TikTok that everybody's doing right now with it. It's kind of like out with the old, in with the new. So what are we saying goodbye to from 2023? What are we saying hello to 2024? And I did my own. I said a period. I'm over it. I'm over this, period. We're done. Okay, so let's wrap that up. Let's not bring it into 2024. I created my own word, if you guys want to use it, because I've been using it on streams. It's called obsessed. Like if you're obsessed with something, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with that. So that's my new word that I've been using on my streams. But I also have noticed, because what I do on streams is readings, psychic readings. I'm a tarot card reader, and I do a lot of readings for people in relationships, in and out of relationships. You know what's interesting? This past year, I've seen a lot of people reunite. So I think my prediction for 2024, predictions wise, is that we're going to see monogamy coming back in. What do you feel about that in your circles where you travel and stuff? Do you see that happening too, or not so much?
I mean, well, my two friends right now, they in some kind of like relationships where they, phone boning all day. That's cool. I like to see it, and it's they happy. So I want to see people, get more. First of all, I want to see people get more in touch with themselves. Like really learn yourselves, then go find your counterpart, man. Let's do this. Let's change the narrative about how everybody is mixy and always in the club and yada this and that. Let's bring in some love into 2024. You feel me? Not the Diddy love. No Diddy love.
No Diddy love. And you know what I feel too? Because like I said, I feel this year monogamy's in. We're seeing a lot more people actually get into formal relationships, not situationships. Side chicks, side dudes, y'all had y'all time. I think y'all time is coming to an end, respectfully. You're gonna have to get your own man, get your own woman. Because a lot like, and I'm also watching the TikTok streams, hashtag Black Love, hashtag couple goals. There's a lot of focus on love and people being more expressive, men talking about their ladies, ladies talking about their men. So I think we're going to see a uptrend in that. And I like it. I like it because I was worried for a little bit that marriage was going to become outdated, but I feel like it's making a comeback. So we'll see. So moving right along, we talked about, welcome in guys. This is the RUMA Mill with Uma and Rosé. We talked about Cat Williams and what's been going on in the world with POF and MEETME, the streaming split. Now we're going to move on to my favorite topic and Rosé's least favorite topic, love and dating. And I feel like we had to include this in the podcast because we are a couple. We've been together for 3 years. We live together. And I figured who better to answer questions if you guys watching live have questions. And by the way, if you're listening to this on a recording and you have a question for us, please feel free to hit either of us up on our DMs on social media and pitch it to us, and we will mention it in the next show. But the first question that we have from the audience from last week is, what boosts the sex drive for men and women? Like this was a guy that asked, he wanted to know what boosts the sex drive for a woman. And I just threw in there, well, what boosts the sex drive of a man? I want to know, so Rosé's going to answer for what boosts the sex drive of a man, and I'm going to answer for women. So go ahead, Rosé.
Sometimes, just, it could be like, you start your, all right, I'll just give you a day from me. This is the best way I could explain. I wake up and stretch out. My brother say, oh, I get an egg sandwich before work. This is intimacy if you're not paying attention. So, I go to work, she sent me a nice text. I'm like, damn, kind of miss my girl now. It's like, so when I get home, the food is ready. She come to work, she come get me from work with a beer. I brought my little friend with me. So, I'm on my way home, smoking a spliff, talking to her about her day. Well, I really don't talk in the car, but when we get in the house, we have a lot of talk.
Yeah.
So that's all intimacy to me. And then, she come to bed, like then, the kids go to sleep. She come downstairs. Now wagon is dragging. Don't ask me nothing, right? And then, you know, you be like, damn, I had a nice day at work. My girl was sweet to me all day. I ain't have no issues. It was peaceful. Now, you know, the homies standing at 12. It's midnight. It's midnight in the house. Right. So, that's what basically would do it for me. Like, you know.
All
Just
right.
I think peace and then, you know, the beauty of your woman, just, you know, just handling shit. That will boost it for me.
I was gonna translate a little bit of that. So what I heard is, one, she feeds you, like literally nourishes you, feeds you. Two, peace, no stress, no arguments, no, you know.
Peace is for what? Food is too.
Okay, peace is one, food is two, and responsibility that she kind of held down your home for you. You got, you know, when you come home, you got food cooked. When she picks you up, you got a beer in the hand, stuff like that. It adds to the attraction. And I'm so glad you said that, because I think a lot of men think, you know, we're talking about bedroom stuff, but especially when you get older, we're talking to the 30 and over crowd where, you know, you've had a lot of sex in your lifetime. You need other things to stimulate you, and that kind of stuff stimulates you. Because my answer is the same for women, especially, you know, I'm 45. For women, what boosts the sex drive is when things are complete. You know, it's hard for a woman to concentrate during lovemaking time when she's thinking about the dishes in the sink, or the bills that need to be paid, or the laundry that needs to be done. So when you have a partner that is contributing to your household financially, physically, like today, Rosé shoveled the driveway, and it was so amazing. I cried. Guys, I cried because I was trying to, in my head, work out my schedule today about how am I going to shovel this driveway with him. And he just looked at me like I was dumb. And he's like, what are you talking about? You're a woman. You're not going to come out here and shovel a driveway while I'm here. And I've never heard those words said to me. And I cried. I was like so taken back.
I used to shovel snow. Cause when we was kids in New York, we'd get a snowstorm, and the snow would be like up to our knee. So we playing in that shit. We got our shovels regardless, and somebody be like, "Yo, y'all can shovel me out for $15." What? Oh yeah, I will go do that. By the end of the day, I had like 140. I'm like 13 years old, going straight to KB Toy Store, Toys R Us, get what I need to get, and we back in the crib. You feel? Next day. Love the snow. So today, it don't even snow like that in Virginia. Right. So that little ass snow I had to shovel, I was like, psh. I did the drive. I was like, man, I might as well do the sidewalk. It took me 40 minutes to do that whole thing. That was it.
Good little workout, right? Good little workout too. But yes,
When the
so that's our suggestions for how to boost the sex drive is just really do more acts of service. And that actually leads me into my next question. We got this question too. What are some acts of service one can do to improve a relationship? So for those of you that don't know, there was a famous psychologist who came out with a book called The Five Love Languages. I forgot his name. I apologize. And one of the love, I forgot all five. Let me see: quality time, physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, and gifts. Gifts, giving and receiving gifts. So everybody has their own love language, and acts of service is one of them. But not a lot of people talk about acts of service. But actually, a lot of people like acts of service. Like we just said, it boosts your sex drive when you know things are handled. So, what are some ways that people can show acts of service? Let's just go back and forth, you know, Rosé. I'll go first. Putting gas in the car. Putting gas in the car is a big one for me, because it's nice that you get in the car and you have like a half tank or full tank or quarter tank, and you don't have to, like, you're rushing somewhere. You don't have to worry, oh no, now I got to go put gas in the car. That's nice.
um making dinner.
Making dinner. Yeah, you know, that's an
I
act of
worry
service.
about, so like if I'm out at work, I ain't gotta worry about what I'm gonna eat when I get home. You feel me? I'll be like, the food is there. Just
Doing
gotta.
doing the laundry is one of mine because if Rosé is at work and he put his like we always have like two loads when we do our laundry. So one goes in the washer, one goes in the dryer. So he'll a lot of times he'll put it in the washer and then he has to go to work. So I'll move it to the dryer and then put his second load into the washer. So by the time he comes home, if I have time, his clothes are folded neatly and put away for him. Or if I don't have time, I just leave it in the basket, but it's all washed and dried. So that's a good
And
act of
on
service.
some days, I take Uma clothes downstairs and start her first wash because we wash our sheets, and I like to wash our sheets sanitary wash. So that sheets and towels go in first. That's 2 hours, and then I'll bring it upstairs when she finished.
Yeah.
So that's acts of service. In the morning, I drink tea, so I make sure I put coffee. There's little things like you understand, like this shit ain't hard. It just people make it because they thinking about so much things outside of what's going on right in front of them.
Yeah, you really just got to pay attention. Like what we talked about earlier, it's what are you paying attention to? And instead of you being on, I'm talking to the men here, instead of you being on Instagram and liking all those photos, all those females, you could be going to your girl who has her own business and liking all her posts, sharing all her posts, commenting on her posts to help her trend. And that's one thing Rosé does for me that I absolutely adore because all that stuff matters and it helps you in that kind of aspect. So the little things, right? That you just gotta
But Uma posts a lot, so I 2 days go through that shit. I'll be like, damn, you
I do.
posted 6 in 24 hours. What the fuck?
And if
But
you're
then I get
asking him why it takes 2 days, because he actually is not just going through liking them, he actually is reading every little piece that I post or listening to what I post. So that's really cool. That's very attractive in a man, by the way, gentlemen that are listening. Women love men that pay attention. That's such a turn on, and that adds to the sex drive. I will admit. All
so you
right.
see.
So I
Oh, we flying too. Let's go.
Yeah, this brings us to the end of our podcast hour. I hope that you guys enjoyed the RUMA Mill. As always, please feel free to subscribe wherever you're watching this from. You can, if you're just watching us live and you want to catch the whole recording, it is on Buzzsprout, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and wherever other podcasting platforms are. It's the Lotus Lounge. It's an orange background with a cartoon picture of myself. And tonight I will be uploading after this show, the Manifesting Monday podcast show, where we have a message for all zodiac signs. We couldn't do it yesterday. We had a snow day, so we're gonna do that tonight. Rosé, any upcoming
Is the Nate coming over?
No, we're doing it by Zoom as well.
Okay, well, I have a sports show tonight at like 8 o'clock. That's for like an hour, so we'll be wrapping it up at 9. It's a sports show. It's called We Got Next. It's with me and Eli. Pull up. We're gonna be talking about the playoffs.
And this is
How
on the Plenty of Fish app.
Yeah, this is on the Plenty of Fish app. We're
Are
gonna be
you
talking
also
about.
gonna live stream it to Instagram on your other phone, your device?
We ain't doing that yet. We ain't doing that yet.
Okay.
Let's,
I'm
so
just trying to include the people that aren't on the Plenty of Fish app if they wanted to watch it.
this is exclusively download the Plenty of Fish. This is how you get people to download that. Listen, POF, you see what I'm doing? Remember me. All right. But at the end of the day, I gotta give myself the shameless plug. I'm from Brooklyn. Listen, I'll be on at 7:30. The show will start at 8 o'clock. Please pull up. Have your takes ready. And it's gonna be a fun time, man. Hit Eli with a favorite. And that's it.
That's awesome. For me, guys, I am still doing 2024 readings for my clients. You have several options. If you want a 2024 reading with me, you can get a 1 card reading for 33. We have options from 33 all the way up to 333. So just hit me up if you want to know, and I can make you an appointment this week. I'm definitely taking the appointments now. So signing off until next week. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again in a week. Bye, guys.